when I buy subject to deals, there is a risk that the due on sale clause can happen. There is a common misconception that subject to deals are illegal, or you can't do subject to deals because they are super risky. What a due on sale clause means is the bank can call the note due on sale, meaning that the seller would need to pay out the complete amount due on the note. So whatever the mortgage balance is, if the bank finds out that the deed was transferred, the ownership was transferred to somebody else's name, the bank can then call this note due on sale, meaning that the seller would need to pay out the full amount on the note, causing the due on sale. However, for myself, out of all the hundreds of subject to deals that I have done, I have only had one note called on me. And that is because the seller called the bank and let him know he sold the property. This is why it is important for you to make sure that your contracts have everything you need to fully disclose to the seller the risk and what can happen and what you are doing. If you want access to my contract, join my school community. In there, I have contracts, I have things that were drafted up, paperwork that was drafted up by my attorney that you have access to. So what I do to protect myself from the due on sale clause being called is we create a trust. Now, that trust, we typically name it after the address and the last name of the seller. So now there is a trust created, which the deed is now transferred into the trust. Now, the ownership of the trust is now assigned to us, who now become the owner of the trust. Now, this allows, if the bank were to go and see that the deed was transferred, they would then see the deed was transferred into a trust. However, the bank will never see that I am the owner of the trust. This is why it is important for you to fully, transparently disclose everything to a seller and make sure you get your paperwork in order. Now, on a subject to deal, you don't necessarily need to go through a title company. However, the reason why you do go through a title company is to ensure that the person selling you the property is the seller, and so that way you can get title insurance. So the documentations when closing on a subject to property is key to protecting yourself and protecting the seller. So this is where you want to make sure that you have all the paperwork, the correct contract that protects you and protects the seller. You want to make sure that you set up the trust correctly to make sure that you are, again, fully protected for yourself and, of course, for the seller. And most importantly, you must disclose everything to a seller. When going to the title company, you should already have your contracts. Now, those contracts, the attorney is going to draft up the docs based on the contract that you provided to the seller. You're then going to get your trust docs drafted by your attorney or the attorney at the title company. And this is what's going to allow you to create a smooth transaction and protect you and the seller from making sure that you are doing and closing a subject to deal correctly. If you learned something from this video, make sure you click the subscribe button, comment down below your takeaways, and I'll see you on the next video.